Welcome to the world of unstoppable shredders, where trees are torn apart in seconds by monstrous forestry machines. From trunks to twigs, nothing survives the jaws of these brutal chippers. Subscribe now for raw power in action. Welcome to Woodpath channel. Homemade firewood processor, dust-covered, worn down, but splitting wood with the confidence of a machine built to endure. It's not shiny. There's no polished steel or glossy paint, just a rugged, homemade splitter standing quietly at the job site, caked in sawdust, with chips and the marks of countless working hours. Its frame is scratched, its rollers rusted, but the sliding table still runs smooth, like the heartbeat of an old, seasoned craftsman. Pre-cut logs are placed on the tray. The feed mechanism kicks in clack, and the log glides forward toward the splitting blade. No theatrics, just one decisive stroke, and the log bursts cleanly into evenly sized chunks. The sound is solid, no nonsense, a clear message. I still work. And I work well. It's not pretty, but it's effective. Not new, but reliable. This machine carries the time, sweat, and ingenuity of its maker, a true symbol of labor, creativity, and enduring toughness. This is a simple, homemade wood-splitting machine, yet highly effective. Logs are placed on a sturdy wooden base. When the operator pulls the lever, a mechanical push plate drives the log forcefully toward a fixed splitting blade. Each push is powerful and decisive, cleanly splitting the wood in seconds. Although rudimentary in design, the lever mechanism is cleverly constructed to maximize manual force while maintaining operational safety and efficiency. Multitech 2040 XP90. The orange beast roars, its long blade lowered like a steel sword slicing through solid timber. In the echoing hum of the worksite, the operator grips the lever, slow, deliberate. The long, gleaming saw blade descends like a battle-hardened sword. Every movement carries the weight of steel, the force of engineering, and the cold precision of machines. The log rests still on the tray, awaiting its fate. Then screech. The blade drops. A harsh tearing sound erupts. Growy versus the giant oak, a struggle of power and precision. In the frame, the Growy machine stands before a massive challenge, a thick, heavy oak log, unyielding and full of resistance. The mechanical arm reaches out, clearly undersized for the task. It trembles slightly, struggling to lift and center the colossal timber. A man steps in, seasoned and steady. With practiced hands, he repositions the log, guiding it into place, adjusting angles, giving it the human touch machines still need. Then, with a single press, the hydraulic ram surges forward. A brutal push. The oak log shakes, and then crack. A thunderous sound of splitting wood pierces the air. The mighty oak yields, ripped clean in two. Both halves crash to the ground with force, dust and splinters rising like smoke from a battlefield. Growy pauses, its job done. In that moment, machine and man prove what they can do together, take on nature's toughest, and break it open with precision and brute force. A custom-modified excavator fitted with a special boom, not with a digging bucket, but with a dedicated wood splitter mounted at its head. The entire system acts as a massive steel arm, engineered to handle logs up to 80 centimeters in diameter. The operator carefully maneuvers the boom, positioning the splitting blade against a large log. Strong steel claws grip the log firmly and lift it into the air. Then, with each crushing blow from the mounted splitter, the sharp steel blade drives deep into the timber, ripping the log apart piece by piece. Each split sends a clean crack echoing through the forest air as the wood fractures with raw force. The broken sections fall to the ground one after another, building a pile, while the machine resets for the next cut. The entire scene blends the mechanical with the primal, a creative, powerful use of engineering where a custom excavator becomes a mobile splitting unit, ready to operate deep in the woods without needing a stationary work site. The Series 8000 wood cutting and splitting machine stands like a colossal steel beast dominating the workshop space. The operator sits motionless inside the cabin, eyes taut like strings, never leaving the control screen. Every move sharp and precise to the millimeter. The splitting blade, sharp as a cold dagger, strikes swiftly into the log, tearing apart wood fibers with relentless force. Meanwhile, the circular saw blade rises and falls rhythmically, shaking the entire frame like thunder roaring through the air, sending sparks flying as metal meets metal. The roar of the machine blends with the crashing of breaking wood, composing a mechanical symphony full of drama, freezing the atmosphere in a breathless moment. The Cord King woodprocessor, equipped with an 18-way box wedge, stands motionless in the yard, painted in a striking green, calm yet unmistakably powerful. It doesn't move much, nor does it need to. Its purpose is singular and clear: split wood, and it does that job with speed and surgical precision. Inside a sealed operator cabin, a man sits focused at the controls. His hands move the levers with the steady confidence of experience. Logs are fed into the cutting position, and with one clean sweep of the saw, a sharp sound echoes as steel slices through timber. The freshly cut section is immediately pushed into the 18-way box wedge. a block of steel blades arranged in a grid pattern. In a heartbeat, the log bursts into neat, uniform firewood pieces. As soon as the split is complete, the firewood is guided onto a conveyor belt, a dedicated outfeed system that transports the finished product away from the processor, ready for bundling, stacking, or shipping. The operation moves in a constant rhythm: cut, split, deliver, all in seamless succession, forming a self-contained production line in the heart of the outdoors. Ford King is more than a machine. It's a demonstration of controlled power, where modern engineering meets human precision to transform raw logs into usable firewood with remarkable efficiency. Pine is fine, and she commands the brute force 14 to 24 like a true firewood pro. In a wood yard piled high with fresh pine logs, sticky, fragrant, and golden in the sun, the brute force 14 to 24 stands tall, its red frame gleaming like forged steel. Beside it, a woman steps up and grabs the control lever with purpose. With no hesitation, she pushes the lever. The saw blade spins up, screaming through the air. The pine log is cut clean in one stroke. Instantly, the hydraulic ram shoves the piece forward into the splitter. A single push, crack, and the log falls apart into neat, uniform pieces. She doesn't speak, doesn't need to. Every movement is calm, efficient, and practiced. With this machine at her side and pine logs before her, she proves the point. Pine is fine. Don't get worked up about it. Brute Force CS60 chainsaw machine, a red beast at work. The Brute Force CS60, painted in a striking red, stands firm on the dusty yard, like a mechanical warrior focused on its mission. One by one, logs are fed into the machine. Each downward stroke of the saw is swift and decisive, slicing clean through the wood. The push mechanism follows instantly, forcing the split. Wood fragments crack and fall, while sawdust explodes outward in bursts, like sparks from a brutal mechanical clash. The operator handles the machine with practiced precision, smooth and steady, like a conductor leading a symphony of steel. His movements are calm, controlled, yet powerful, matching the pulse of the roaring engine perfectly. Outside the machine's frame, another man stands still, eyes fixed on the operation, perhaps a technician, or simply a witness drawn in by the raw, mesmerizing power unfolding before him. The Lankman XLE21 features a robust steel frame and a high-pressure horizontal hydraulic cylinder mounted directly opposite a hardened steel splitting wedge. Logs are placed on a fixed cradle position between the cylinder and the blade. The machine is powered either by electricity or a PTO power takeoff shaft connected to a tractor, which drives the hydraulic pump system. During operation, the operator places a round log onto the cradle, aligned with the splitting blade. By activating the hydraulic lever, the ram extends forward, pushing the log into the fixed wedge. With up to 21 tons of splitting force, the machine easily splits logs, even those of larger diameters, into halves or quarters, depending on the blade attachment, 2-way, 4-way, or 6-way. The logs are split into evenly sized firewood pieces in a matter of seconds. The machine allows continuous operation, with each splitting cycle taking only a few seconds. It includes a two-hand safety control system, ensuring the operator's hands remain clear of the working area. Adjustable stroke settings allow the ram travel to match the log length, maximizing time efficiency. Ideal for firewood production, particularly in regions where wood is a common fuel source. Compact and mobile, it can be combined with a conveyor system for automatic output and improved workflow. Heavy-duty construction makes it highly durable with minimal maintenance requirements. Deep in the lush green forest, the hum of machinery echoes through the trees. A man leans forward, carefully lowering a chainsaw. The engine roars, and the blade bites deep into the log. In moments, the tree trunk is cleanly severed, falling with a The automatic saw and splitter operates smoothly and precisely within the woodworking facility. Large logs are fed into the machine, where sharp blades swiftly slice them into smaller sections. Immediately after, the automatic splitting unit takes over, using powerful hydraulic pressure to push each log section against sharp steel wedges, splitting them into neat, evenly sized firewood pieces. Standing beside the machine, a man watches attentively. His hand rests on the control lever, gently pushing it forward to start or stop the splitting process, precisely managing the machine's operating rhythm. Each time the lever is engaged, the machine powers up, accelerating seamlessly and continuing its work with fluid efficiency. The roar of the engine and the crackling of splitting would blend into a distinctive industrial symphony, a perfect harmony between human control and mechanical precision in modern wood processing. Powered by the relentless force of the Binderberger Gigant 30Z and IHC 433, the man at the head of the machine carefully feeds each log into place. He presses the activation button, and instantly the machine pushes forcefully, tearing the large logs into multiple smaller pieces. Another worker swiftly gathers the freshly split wood, clearing the space for the next log. This cycle repeats tirelessly, a seamless rhythm of human and machine working in harmony. The log splitter operates with a smooth and powerful rhythm. As logs are placed onto the pusher tray, the hydraulic system engages, generating strong pressure. The sharp steel wedge swiftly lowers, cutting decisively and precisely through the wood. The crisp cracking sound of splitting timber fills the air as the logs break into multiple, uniform pieces. After splitting, the smaller firewood sections are pushed out onto a conveyor or fall onto the ground, ready for transportation or further use. The cycle repeats rapidly and efficiently, creating a characteristic rhythm of professional wood processing. Our MEC Wyronisto Boy, a minimalist firewood machine, stripped down yet brutally efficient. There's no table, no support platform, just raw ground and rough logs lying in wait. And then, from the body of the RMEC, curved steel hooks extend like claws, ripping the log with unforgiving force. Clack! The metal clamps tighten, and the log is pulled forward with sudden power. No fancy lifting, no rollers. Every motion depends on the brutal grip and push of pure mechanics. The log slides straight into the cutting zone, where hardened blades stand ready. In an instant, it's sliced, split, and forced into the next stage. Everything happens with surgical precision. No wasted movement, no hesitation. Our MEC, Y works like a predator, clean, fast, and merciless. In the middle of a wide-open log yard, the Easton-made 48C wood splitter stands firm, fixed in place like a central processing station. Though immobile, inside this rugged frame lies a powerful hydraulic system running at full industrial strength. Seated in a compact operator station, a man calmly oversees the entire process with just a few lever pulls and button presses. One by one, large logs are advanced into the cutting section. The high-powered saw blade drops with lightning speed, slicing each log into segments. Immediately, the wood chunks are forced into a multi-way splitting wedge, where immense pressure splits them cleanly into uniform firewood pieces within seconds. But the system doesn't stop there. An automated outfeed conveyor lifts the finished wood pieces and transports them to the rear of the machine, stacking them steadily into a growing mountain of firewood. Log after log, the pile rises, a visible measure of the machine's relentless pace and productivity. The Easton-made 48C isn't just a splitter. It's a dependable powerhouse that transforms tough manual labor into a fully mechanized, efficient operation. The massive log is gradually pushed toward the sharp splitting blade, which slowly sinks in and tears through the wood fibers relentlessly, shredding the log into splinters without mercy. Building a horizontal log splitter using a kit from West Hydraulic. The machine is in action, mounted on a sturdy metal frame. A powerful hydraulic cylinder pushes the logs against a hardened steel wedge. With each pull of the lever, the wood snaps cleanly, splitting into 2 or 4 pieces depending on the setup. The operator carefully places each log on the bed while the wedge slices through with impressive but controlled force. Splinters fly, the engine hums with vibration, and the entire system works with robust efficiency. The deep green super splitter, powered by an 80 HP Ket turbo diesel engine, stands firm in the vast timber yard. This steel warrior is ready to tear through rough logs with unmatched power and durability. The engine roars like a beast in the forest. Under the skilled operator's control, the hydraulic arm moves forcefully, pressing each log against the sharp steel splitter blade. With a powerful push, the wood cracks open, splitting cleanly into uniform firewood pieces. Around it, piles of neatly stacked wood await the next truckload. In this open space, the machine's strength and the seamless cooperation between man and equipment create a scene of efficient, commanding production. The 60-ton log splitter, a colossal machine delivering crushing force far beyond typical equipment. Massive, heavy logs are positioned into the pressing chamber, bracing for the enormous pressure about to be unleashed. As the machine powers up, the giant hydraulic piston descends, exerting tens of tons of force. Slowly but irresistibly, the wood snaps with thunderous cracks, breaking into pieces both large and small. The machine's power resembles a steel beast, pulverizing every obstacle in its path. With such immense pressure and capacity to handle gigantic logs, this splitter becomes the beating heart of any wood processing site, a force no human strength can match. The extreme wood-cutting machine, a heavy-duty firewood processor, roars to life at the heart of a bustling timber yard. The air is thick with the scent of fresh-cut wood, sawdust, and hydraulic oil. Steel claws from the machine's hydraulic arms clamp down tightly on a massive log. Powerful, mechanical hands with no need for rest. The sharp metal teeth bite deep into the bark. With slow but unstoppable force, the arm hoists the trunk forward and aligns it precisely at the cutting point. Suddenly, the circular saw ignites with a high-pitched whine. The engine growls beneath it as the blade tears into the wood. In one fluid motion, the saw slices clean through, and an explosion of sawdust erupts, spraying outward in golden arcs under the morning sun. Fine particles dance in the air before settling over the ground like dry snow. The freshly cut section is then thrust forward into the splitter, a crossblade of hardened steel. With a powerful hydraulic shove, the wood cracks apart into several evenly sized chunks. A sharp, splintering crack echoes out as the log fractures. Even before the split wood hits the chute, the next section is already in position. Grab, cut, split, repeat. The cycle continues relentlessly, log after log, in a mechanical ballet of precision and brute force. It's an awe-inspiring spectacle. Engineering and raw power fuse together, transforming whole trees into firewood in a matter of seconds. This is not just a machine. It's an industrial beast, efficient, unforgiving, and built for dominance.